Welcome to this explainer. We are diving straight into a massive, high-stakes intelligence drop from the August 2026 Tech and Night briefing. We're tracking massive AI vulnerabilities, devastating data leaks, ultra-stealthy malware, and a major human resistance movement right in the heart of the gaming industry. It's a fast-paced collision of cybersecurity and human capital, and we have a ton of ground to cover.
All right, let's pull up tonight's quest log. We'll be running through the Co-Snitch zero-click exploit, the massive CareCloud healthcare data breach, CLOP's new Windsteel industrial malware, the Bethesda union mobilization, and we'll wrap it all up with a look at human dignity in the algorithmic age. Let's get into it.
Section 1. The Co-Snitch zero-click exploit. So security researchers just uncovered a critical flaw in Microsoft Copilot, tracked globally as CVE 2026-24301. To really get why Co-Snitch is so dangerous, you kind of have to understand what a meta-exploit actually is. Think of it literally like bypassing a game's collision detection. The attacker isn't dropping a traditional malicious executable that your antivirus is instantly going to flag. No, this lets them grab your loot by using the application's own legitimate parameters against it. It completely clips through conventional perimeter defenses. Here's the exact combo move of the attack chain, and honestly, it's chillingly simple. Step 1, you click a specially crafted link containing a hidden URI parameter, specifically autorun equals 1. Step 2, that single click triggers a background prompt that executes entirely silently. You don't even have to hit a submit button. Step 3, that prompt forces Copilot to scan your Microsoft 365 data and smuggles it out using hidden markdown image tags. It literally disguises your stolen data inside dynamic images to dodge standard firewalls. The scary part here? Highly confidential corporate docs, executive emails, and private OneDrive files were being seamlessly siphoned out without a single warning bell going off. This exploit was so systemic that Microsoft's engineering teams had to rush out a centralized global cloud-side patch, meaning, thankfully, clients didn't even have to manually patch their local systems to stop the bleeding.
Section 2. The CareCloud healthcare data breach.
Pivoting from high-level AI prompt injections, we're looking at how a total rookie mistake in cloud architecture leads to absolute devastation in the real world. 3.75 million. That is the staggering number of patient records completely exposed nationwide in one of the absolute worst healthcare breaches of 2026. CareCloud, a huge U.S. provider of electronic health records, suffered this massive exposure not because of some crazy, sophisticated zero-day attack, but because of a publicly accessible AWS S3 storage bucket. They literally left the database on public read. Gigabytes of sensitive files, including social security numbers, diagnostic codes, and lab results, just sitting there, waiting for automated cloud scanners to scoop them up.
Looking at this absolute leaderboard of disaster for healthcare breaches, CareCloud's massive foundational failure sits right up there with historic industry losses. You've got Change Healthcare's mind-blowing 100 million affected in 2024 just because they were missing multi-factor authentication, or Anthem's 78.8 million from a spear phishing campaign. It painfully illustrates that basic security hygiene, like just locking the front door, is still your ultimate defense. Because when those fail, the damage is catastrophic. And we really can't forget the human cost here. Clinical data privacy strategist Dr. Helena Crawford hit the nail on the head. This isn't just about corporate fines or stock prices taking a hit. We are talking about a massive spike in targeted medical extortion, synthetic identity theft, and fraudulent pharma billing. Your medical records command a premium on the dark web for one simple reason. Clinical and biometric data, it's permanent. You can't just reset it like a compromised password.
Section 3. CLOP's Windsteel industrial malware.
Okay, escalating from sloppy cloud buckets to laser-targeted industrial espionage. We are tracking a highly specialized, ultra-stealthy enemy, the notorious CLOP ransomware cartel, also known as Fin11, and their custom post-exploitation framework, the Windsteel web shell. To grasp what they're after, think of PLM architecture, or product lifecycle management, as the central guild vault for an enterprise. It holds the absolute most valuable blueprints an organization owns. CLOP specifically built Windsteel to breach PTC Windchill, which is basically the premier platform for global aerospace, defense contracting, and high-tech manufacturing. They aren't grinding for spare change. They are going straight for the crown jewel IP.
Reading the enemy's stat sheet here is honestly terrifying for enterprise architects. Windsteel gets in and sets up stealth persistence using totally legitimate Java plugins. It completely avoids loud destructive disk encryption, the kind that trips endpoint alarms instantly. Instead, it plays the stealth game. It surgically extracts metallurgical formulas and 3D CAD models. It uses asymmetric encryption to sneak past deep packet inspection and runs admin commands without leaving a trace in the audit logs. It is a pure double extortion play. Basically, pay us millions or your top secret aerospace blueprints go to the highest bidder on a dark web auction.
Section 4. The Bethesda Union fights back.
Taking a hard pivot away from cold algorithms and stealth malware, let's look at the front lines of the interactive entertainment industry itself. Hundreds of game designers, software engineers, and QA testers at Bethesda Game Studios and ZeniMax Media have mobilized. They're using collective bargaining, backed by the Communications Workers of America, as their primary defense mechanic against massive workforce reductions, sudden project cancellations, and relentless corporate restructuring inside Microsoft's gaming division.
Bethesda isn't Bethesda without us. It's a powerful rallying cry, right? These unionized developers, writers, and artists are throwing down the gauntlet to executive leadership. They're making it crystal clear that the massive commercial success of flagship franchises like The Elder Scrolls and Fallout rests entirely on human talent. You simply cannot patch out the human element of creative design.
This perfectly captures the ultimate boss fight of the modern digital economy. On one side, you have automated cost-cutting pressures, restructuring, outsourcing QA overseas, and a massive push to force generative AI into development pipelines. And clashing directly against that, union labor demands. These workers want legally binding contracts that put strict guardrails on AI, stopping it from replacing human creatives. They're fighting to preserve dedicated in-house QA teams and establish formalized worker governance councils. It's a fight for job stability and having a real voice over the very tools that are reshaping their entire industry.
Finally, Section 5. Human dignity in the algorithmic age.
As we wrap up tonight's Intel Drop, it's pretty obvious that from weaponized Copilot prompts to carelessly exposed cloud servers, tech is accelerating at a dizzying, unprecedented speed. So I want to leave you with a final thought from the TekinGame editorial board to really ponder. Behind every brilliant line of code, every massive, immersive world you explore, and every complex neural network, human ingenuity, passion, and labor remain the absolute, indispensable foundation of it all. As we push deeper into this algorithmic age, are we going to make sure that human dignity remains the core operating system of our future? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer. Keep your systems patched, stay vigilant, and I'll catch you in the next one.